Hi, I'm Mike, and today I'm going to figure out why my main burner on my gas fireplace won't stay lit or ignite at all. Hey, if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss anything. Hey, if you haven't watched my first video on gas fireplaces, I suggest you check that one out first because it'll help you to get the pilot lit and a lot of times get the entire burner lit as well. So the problem really comes down to one of four items, either the wall switch and the associated wiring, the thermopile, the gas control valve, or even the pilot flame. And so I'm gonna get the pilot lit on this thing. I'm gonna walk you through it, and then we're gonna start with the wall switch since it's the most common problem and the easiest to fix. Okay, first up is getting rid of the glass. Mine's got 4 pieces. You wanna be careful with this. Get this out of the way. Your glass may have a different means of securing it. Then I've got 2 little finger holes here. This will allow me to access the gas valve and controls underneath. All right, I'm going to remove the log set just so we can get a better idea of the parts and what we're going to be doing. They come off very easily. I'm going to just stick them in order here along the side. All right, so I've got the logs removed, and you can see that my thermopile here is very clean. I also have a light here to help illuminate everything. That's the pilot, that's the igniter, and there's my controls. I'm gonna just hold this gas button in, click it a few times, hopefully it comes on. It's not started in a while. You can see the red gas valve is parallel to the pipe. That means the gas is good to go. I've got the gas valve all the way on, so we'll give this thing a rip. Okay, I'm pushing it to pilot, and then I can see it sparking, and there it's on. I don't know if you can see that. Let me turn this light off. So I got to hold this in until the thermopile gets hot. I'll let it go and turn it to on, and it may go out, and it does. So back to pilot, push in, relight, hold it in until it gets hot enough. The thermopile, by the way, sends an electrical impulse to the gas control valve telling it that it's safe and to stay open. If it's cold, it doesn't generate that current to do that. Okay, I'm going to let that just get hot. It's still on pilot right now. Let's see if that's enough. Turning to on, and it stays on. Okay. Okay, so this is how it normally will look. Everything so far is good, but when I hit the wall switch, nothing happens. So that's what we got to figure out. So testing the wall switch is really easy. I'm going to just take the cover off of it, and then I'll pull out the switch itself. Okay, and these are, I've got 2 switches here on this wall. I know that this is the right switch because these are low voltage wires. If you see normal wires that you'd see like on an outlet, you've got the wrong switch. So basically, I'm going to take these wires off. I do not have the power turned off. This is very low voltage. And I'm going to touch them together and see if it turns on. And so let's see if we can angle this in such a way that we can see both of them. Okay, so I've got these wires, and now when I touch these together, if the switch is bad, this will come on. So here we go. How about that? I'll let it go. It goes out. Touch again. So I've got a bad switch. Awesome. All right, so let's say that you touched the wires of your switch together and it still didn't light up. The next thing I would do would be to jump that valve, and you can do that with a simple paper clip that I've bent here. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to bypass the switch and the wiring leading to the valve just to check to see if it maybe is a connection or the wiring. And so I will turn off the light here again. And so oh, you know what? I need to tell you which terminals. Basically, you can follow the wires that come in, and it goes from the TH terminal to the TPTH terminal. And so if I touch those two with this paper clip, and again, it's very low voltage, you can hear the gas valve turn on and my flame turns on. Remove it. That further confirms that my problem is the switch. I'll do that again so you can see it in the nighttime. There we go. Remove it and it turns off. All right, so if you did the paper clip test and it actually lit with the paper clip but did not light with the wall switch, you know that you have an issue somewhere between the terminals and the wiring and the wall switch. That whole one or all of those may be bad. So troubleshoot that and fix what's needed. All right, if you're still having a problem, it's not lighting, then it's time to test the Thermopile. And I'm not going to touch it because it's hot and my pilot is still on. How you test it is you touch the terminals with a multimeter, and you can see that my wiring for my Thermopile is right here, and it's usually a metal sheath or fabric sheathing, and it typically is red and white like mine is. And you're going to touch these two terminals here, that screw head and that screw head, with a multimeter, and you can see that you're going to touch the TP and the TPTH terminals with a multimeter. So let me get that set up and show you what it's like. All right, I've got my cheapest multimeter on the planet. I'm going to turn it on. I've got it set for DC 2000 millivolts, and when I touch these terminals together, I should get at least 325, and like normal, I need about 3 hands for this, so I'm going to try to hold this in place and see what we get. Oh, that's just dumb luck. Oh, there we go. 324. So, you know, this Thermopile is just right on the edge. You know, this could be a secondary problem, but I'm not going to change it out until I absolutely have to. So we're 325, 324. And you know what? It's interesting to me that, let me turn this light off so you can see this flame. That Thermopile should be wrapped pretty much completely in a flame, and it's just getting to the side here. So I'm going to run a little test here and heat this up on the other side as if it were you know, completely engulfed in a flame like it should be. And let's see what my reading is. Okay, yeah, it's changing. I'm already at 386. So it could be that there's some debris in that pilot that I can blow out. I can get a straw, blow it out, wire brush, try to get whatever. I can take it apart, which I really don't want to do because it's more work than I care to get into. But you can see it's falling. The basic reading of 325 is good enough, but it just tells me that I may be in to replace this Thermopile at some point in the future. So lastly, what would probably help me is that I noticed my pilot had some yellow caps on it. I'd ideally want totally blue like a torch. So I'm going to clean out the pilot hood there. I'm not going to disconnect it from the back. I got to stand on my head. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to get a vacuum cleaner and try to suck out any debris in there and see if I can improve that flame. All right, so I've just got a standard vacuum attachment, and I've let this pilot cool down. I'm going to just turn this on and put it over there as much as I can, and then block the surrounding area with my fingers to try to increase the suction on here. I'm not sure if it's going to do much or not, but I don't want to have to climb underneath there in the back, which is where that pilot tube is. So here we go. All right, well, let's try to relight this and see if anything's changed. You know, it looks stronger. The pilot looks stronger. I don't see any of the orange tips on it anymore. A little bit every now and then. But it actually looks, that looks really good. All right, so that's a good looking pilot. I don't see any orange in there at all, so maybe cleaning out that, or vacuuming out that pilot hood there helped. Interesting, I'm gonna I'm going to try to get a new reading and see if there's any proof that what I did was good. So let's touch these. Hey, look at that. Wow, much better. I went from 325 to 385 and climbing. Okay, so I'm at 455, 56, 57. Not bad. So apparently my Thermopile just wasn't getting enough heat to make it look like a strong Thermopile. I don't need to replace that. I certainly know my problem is the wall switch, but this is good news. So a little general cleaning helped out quite a bit. Well, I hope that video helped you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you're interested in learning about our franchise opportunity, I'll leave a link for that below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.